See, we're in a return to battlefield situation. Yeah, you don't need that. Anyhow, not off to a good start. Yeah, it's okay. That's a very, very common mistake to put a soft kill in the spawn zone. You have to make sure that there is no... The player should never, ever see a... the player should never see a timed kill volume notice. I just want to check one more thing while we're back there. Oh, that's why I got Z Fighter on. There we go. I just want to have a quick look back here. I didn't notice if you had running starts turned on. Okay, you do. You have running starts turned on. Plenty of room for the starting team. So let's see what happens when you run from here. And you go down the half pipe. Isn't that cool? Nice wooden half pipe in the rain. It's definitely not a standard court, but that's okay. We never said you had to make standard courts. Just feel bad that I cracked the lid open, so I'm going to shut that back up again. Okay, so get rid of that time gill volume in there. This court features a very major clamber ledge that's that you can run on. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. As we said, we want to see, you know, different or unusual is fine. There's no wall hop ledge at the back, which is okay because, as I said, you can, well, the runner can, I can't, but the runner can jump off of here, and I can't do it in this mode, but in standard Grifball mode, because the grip runs faster, like 160, 170%, jumps higher, has lower gravity, he can jump right off of here, and probably, I'm going to guess, without having to use his without having to ground pound or anything, he can probably just jump right off of this and score. That's what I'm imagining that anyway. Pretty sure he can. Oh, cool. Didn't look out here yet. You have a vehicle on the map. The only requirement for vehicle is, I think you've got it covered. Yeah, you've got the vehicle is inside a blocker. It must be set to phased, and it must be inside a solid block, which this is. I don't think everyone can see this, so I'll come out here and show them. You see the vehicle itself is inside invisible blocker, and it must be set to possibly be jarred loose. Oh, I see. You've even used 128 blockers on the roof. Very good. Nice going. You didn't need to do that, but that's okay. That's a good touch. And it doesn't matter one way or the other for the roof, though. Blue spawn. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice bike frame. Anyhow, everything's looking good. It looks like it's slightly longer than average. That's okay. This spawn point here, just set that to phased. It is magnetized, and just snap that back down so it blends in with the one on the field. There you go. Easy fix. What can I say? Everything else looks mighty fine. Floor looks nice and smooth. Yeah, floor is smooth. Good theme. Yeah, the lighting's a bit wonky. Okay, now I don't know if it's my monitor because I get a bit of banding on my monitor, but I'll bet you see this too. Let me. Yeah, you can see it too. I'm looking in the video, the video monitor window, and you can see it too. You see the way that this is clouds, and this is the when the clouds, certain clouds, certain lighting, they have this banding effect like that. You see what I mean? And you can get rid of it by toying around with the settings and the fog settings and that. You can. I can't advise you exactly how. You'll have to play with it. But I'd recommend getting rid of that. It's not horrible, but there you go. And I'll just stay and look at this wall for a second. You'll see what I mean. There you go. You see? It's just kind of distracting. That's all. It just, and looks unnatural considering you're making the scene look so natural. I would even consider lightening the rain up because I know you've got. Let's see. I think this is rain heavy. I would say if you just tone it down to medium even. That's a design. That's up to you. That's just my recommendation. I just find the heavy rain and heavy snow is just too heavy in most cases and just a little bit too distracting. On some player screens, I'm sure some people it doesn't matter, but they can be annoying on some screens. So yeah, so try to fix that fog. The other thing is these fence pieces are notorious, I would say, for the moire effect on it and the way they look visually. Like they're a nice piece, but look what they do. They just kind of pull your eye away from what you're doing for a second, and they just have this really busy moire pattern. Yeah, you see that? So it's not too bad because it's higher and it's out of your sight line, but it is very distracting. What I would suggest is toying with building a fence out of like cables or pipes or something like that, and just build your own fence to see if you can find a fence that suits the environment, that looks good but isn't super busy like that. Even the railing pieces, maybe something like that. Yeah, there's another bike. As someone who used to repair bikes, I used to see that a lot. So I think that's about it for this. Technically, it's pretty solid. Just those things I mentioned, and try to get rid of the visual distractions if you can. As I say, if you want to keep the heavy rain, that's entirely up to you. It's just my personal preference that I like a lighter rain. But hey, I'm not a judge in this. I'm just the tech guy. I'm not an actual judge in this contest, so you're not trying to please me. You're just trying to. All I'm here for is to make sure your court functions, so that when they do come to judging it, I want to make sure that your court doesn't fail in game. That's the most important thing, and it will be judged by actual Grifball players that have been Grifball players for a very long time, and they will spot problems fairly quickly. So that's it's good to be your map has to be sound as far as Forge goes, and as far as playing Grifball on it goes. But I think they'll like the layout. It's a cool layout. We've had half pipes before, but not like this. We've had like there's an underwater court that was half pipe, but it was like a pipe, and it was a half of a pipe. It wasn't a half pipe. And I have seen other half pipes, though, but as I say, nothing that even comes close to this. So very nice. And I love the feeling when you get close to these. See, I'm not jumping there. I'm just holding left on my controller. And that's just me walking up the wall. It's a really cool feeling. You've got the angles on this really nice, so that it kind of has the half pipe feel to it. Yeah, so you didn't even jump there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, very good. On to the next one.